A new day, a new video. Well, for me it's the same day, but you get the gist of it. We have our front end. And get rid of this box. And the stock was from 5KU, yeah? This is what I've noticed with this. So stock we had was from 5KU. It has a CRC 5002 number on it. But then this front handguard also says CRC 5002. So I'm kind of confused. Is that something that they put on all of the KPYK stuff? Because this says CRC 1U004. So who is this made by 5KU under a pseudonym? It was labelled up as TWI from Airsoft World. But we're going to... Oh man, it's going to look insane. If this fits, it's going to look really cool. I'm not holding my breath with this part though. I imagine that might be a bit of an issue. So we're going to have to get this apart. Now, I think what we might be able to get away with... Let's take some of this stuff off here. We'll take the guide rod out, we'll take the bolt out. Can we pull this part off here? Because the interesting thing is going to be, this might be the easiest handguard to fit ever. We're just going to have to figure out whether this will fit, this part's going to fit inside, because for all of my purchases, I'm hoping this goes together, otherwise we're absolutely boned. But we'll start pulling this apart. It looks like a 2.5. It is a 2.5. So we'll pull these screws out the side here. I will be eventually changing the colour of this. Not sure on the way that I'm going to go with the colour on this build, but we'll soon see. Whether I keep it simple, whether I make it complicated, maybe we do camo, maybe we don't. Maybe we just do it all burnt bronze. Who knows? So we'll slide this piece out here. I'm not sure if it matters which way this goes. It looks reversible. Slide that out. We can pull this tab up on the handguard piece and this just falls out. And can we be so lucky to have this just fit? We need to take that front bracket off because otherwise we're not going to get around the front sight, so let's do that. I'd like to not have to strip this whole front end down, which, you know, we're going to have to do it eventually anyway, to swap out barrel parts and such. But for the sake of the video, this could be. I'd like it to be one of the shortest videos ever and it just goes on and happy days, you know, no modification needed, hurrah type stuff, but I don't think we're going to be that lucky. Just looking at the geometry for everything and just seeing whether that, to me, this part to me looks like it's backwards, like that has to sit in. Really not too sure. Let's take this. Can we take this piece off? Oh, let's wiggle it out here. Like that. Because this U-shape sort of like handguard bracket looks to me like it fits on this. Again, you don't get any manuals with this stuff, so you kind of just have to figure it out for yourself. We'll see. Let's give it a go. Can we cheekily get this on? Or are we gonna? I think we might have to strip it down. Oh no, looks like we might be okay. Oh, it fits. It's so close. Oh, it looks like it's gone in. This part, is that actually in place? Not entirely sure. Kind of looks like it. It kind of looks like I'm right, like that bracket's backwards. This has to fit into a little slot for that to grab in. Ugh. Just try and get it into place. Come on, come on, you're so close. I mean, if this does require modification, I don't think it's going to be a lot. All right, let's pull it. Let's try and see if we can pull it back off here. Where does that have to be? So that does have to be quite far back. Okay. Let's pull this bracket out as well. It just looks wrong to me. It looks like it's backwards. And I'll show you what I mean when we get it out. Again, with this stuff, which really annoys me, they never give you a manual with it, so it's not like... And if I'm correct, and this does fit in here, so you would have this like that. That looks to me like it's even got screw holes, like you'd have grub screws to pre-tension it. That part looks to me like it goes in, it should go in there, but it doesn't quite fit. So maybe, can we get this on? Is it a case of we put that bracket in the back and then we slide it into position already good to go? Now to me, it looks like this sits a bit too far forward. Like, you see how the gap isn't quite there with this bracket? It's very close. So maybe it's reversible, and on the GHKs or something you have to fit it the other way. We're just going to put it back in, clear it. How many attempts does it take to fit this rail system? We will find out. But you know, when things, again, this said for GHK LCT, it didn't say for Marui, but I was going off other information where different companies sell these rails and they label it as for both. Maybe they give you extra hardware so that you can fit it to both. I really was going on a chance, but I think even if we do get stuck, it's going to be such minor modification. Now that's going to have to be on there first, because it's not like we can just slide it up. So yeah, we might be a bit stuck. Right, back to our original plan. This video might be better suited for those that just want a bit of background noise when they're doing something else. Maybe you're busy and you don't want to work in the quiet, and you can listen to my sultry voice to break up the silence. You know, I'm not even just making that up. A lot of people have said that. They have me in the background. I appreciate that. Thank you. Right. Let's bloody Rochambeau it. So we're going to loosen this bracket off. That needs to come quite far back. I'm going to slide this in over the barrel. We might pick up a few scratches. That's okay. It's an AK. This then slots in the bottom, like so. This handguard bracket's going to have to come back so we can latch it in. Can we tap it a little bit? Last thing I want to do is break this lever. Need something bigger and fatter. Let's use the 4mm. Doesn't quite want to go. It's like we just need a fraction of a mil. what I might end up having to do is just slightly sanding this edge down. Oh, it's like I can feel it. We're so close. We're so close to just attaching this bracket. We're talking like 0.5 millimetre, if that. Should I try and tap it into place, or is that gonna potentially break it? It's probably gonna potentially break it. So let's leave that there for now, because we have a bit bigger kettle of fish to worry about, which is this thing. And will it be compatible? Will it blend? Let's find out. I imagine it's more suited for the realistic gas tubes, whatever these parts are called, like on the GHKs and the LCTs, which I'm pretty sure don't have these screws. But again, if we have to get the milling machine out, well, we have to get the milling machine out, and that's just the way it's got to be. I'd like to think that we can take this plastic part off. Oh, yeah, it's been a while since I took one of these apart. It's basically cheating. So is this going to work? Is this going to work? Because if we do it this way, the top's going to be exposed, isn't it? So we might have to get like an aftermarket gas tube. More parts to add to the bloody list. This is what happens when you get in like random parts off the internet, hoping they'll fit. Right, come on, lock in. Let's try and get this started. It shouldn't really affect the performance as long as it doesn't bind up on anything. I'm pretty sure I have seen these gas tubes on JK Army, and I was gonna put an order in with JK Army today, I think, because I need some bits for the scar, but my hope was to maybe get them sent out pretty quick to get in time for this event, but who knows. Right, we'll screw this back together. I need a steel gas tube. I'm pretty sure I've seen them in stock. But this is the thing as well, I'd still have needed this AK, because the gas tube that I've seen doesn't come with these ends. It just comes with the tube. Now, is this gonna work? Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, we've got these wings on there. It's either going to require a lot more modification. We're not going to be able to put that on because that's bloody in the way. So let's latch that down. So that's going to go in there. Are we going to be able to secure this? No. Those wings on that gas tube are stopping it. So it looks like we're going to get pretty close. Just try switching it around. It's not going to make any difference, but I just want to see if this part is symmetrical, which I think it is, yeah. So we're going to need to modify this, because we don't need these wings. So I'm going to quickly try and modify that in a very slap hazard way, and we'll be back in just a moment. Right, for you it's been no time at all. For me it's been a day or two, because things just inevitably get in the way. But I thought I'd just update you where I am. say update you. If you're watching this video, it's not an update, it's the same video. But where I am at with it, I've had to modify quite a bit of this rail to fit, which I'm going to show you. And now we're going to do the first dry fit. So I haven't fitted this all together yet. I've had to eyeball it. Some areas I modified a bit too much, which we'll get into in just a moment. So the first thing was this bracket that I was talking about, because this was actually mounted in backwards, which seemed really odd to me because this part seemed like the perfect fitment to go into this front handguard bracket like this. So I ground this down, I ground it down the curve, and I ground this because it stuck out really far, just so it would fit into that part of the handguard. So that was the first modification. So this can go back in. So that was just getting it to fit the Marui handguard mount, and it was indeed installed backwards, so my suspicions were correct. But we'll get this fitted back in. I've filed quite a bit on this just to try and get it to fit better on the Marui. So we'll screw this back in place. Now this wasn't listed as, you know, being fit for the Marui, it was just, you know, I bought it on a whim. So I had to grind this down, but then these flat sections here, so the ones that sit inside here and in here, I had to grind them down so the Marui bracket, the handguard bracket, could come a little bit further this way. So I've got it to a point where it is a bit of a press fit in to do that, but I wanted it tight rather than loose. This part I ground the wings off this gas tube. Now I have ordered a steel one of these, which is like a complete tube. If that turns up quickly or slowly, who knows. And then when I went to fit it as like a dry fit in the handguard, this went in and it couldn't close down enough. So the bottom of this piece, this gas tube piece, was hitting the top of the rail. So it was sat in at an angle like this. I kind of eyeballed it. I just quickly marked with a Sharpie, went downstairs. What I really should have done was took my time to file this, but I got impatient and just broke out the finger sander and just basically clearance this enough where this can fit into it like that. And you know, on the thought that I'll clean it all up later because we're going to Cerakote this and it will get sandblasted and such. I did take a bit of material off the insides here just to stop it scratching up the piece on the Marui, so you can see it's scratched up this piece here because it's quite tight on it. Now I have clearanced this a bit too much, but I don't think it'll be an issue. I think we'll clean it up and try and just mask it with Cerakote. Sort of we can sort of sand that back with some fine grit and just try and make it look a little less garish. But as long as it goes on, I'll be happy. Just the only thing I didn't want it to happen was it go on and it'd be really loose, and then I've got a bit of a problem on my hands. So you press that in there like so. We slide the handguard back. I've put this piece back on just so we can test the gas tube. And then as we put this on, we pull this handguard bracket down into place. And what I have to do is I get the Allen key and I just press that down. It gets started, and then I can knock it round, and it's a nice tight fit, but not tight to the point where you're going to break something. So that's a nice fit in there. I haven't fitted this piece yet, so it could end up in me going away and then recording over the next couple of days, but yeah, it does fit. So you'll see I clearanced it just a little bit too much. It was difficult to see with it on the gun because I couldn't see how far I needed to come down, so I was expecting this to drop down another few mil. Now it's not a problem. I'll just clean up these edges and I'm okay with that because it's probably not going to be seen. So I did struggle getting the top handguard bracket on. I've had to strip it apart like this because for some reason, if I do it the other way, the holes just won't line up. So we'll get our 2.5, and I'm hoping we're on the home stretch. I did put a little scratch on the rail there when I was using a Dremel to try and channel it out and it wasn't working, it was just bouncing. But again, I'll fix that before recoating it. So I was a little bit sort of heavy-handed with it, but I was just trying to do the job faster, which is always a case of where you'll go wrong with these things. You should just take your time. But I'm trying to keep the scheduled videos out. I think the first one will have gone up today, which is Friday. And there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes with Jaeger, so I'm just trying to find the time as and when. So it feels to me like this is spaced out a little bit, but it should be okay. So we then place this on. Actually not too bad at all. This is going better than I imagined. The only thing I didn't want to happen now, with this rail, it's got a slight up tilt compared to the barrel, but honestly, with it being an AK, I'm really not too bothered. It's not like I'm building a precise, you know, precision M4 or something like that. This is meant to be a little bit gritty. I'm only really going to probably have like flashlights and stuff mounted to it, so it shouldn't really be an issue. The only thing we really need to make sure is we've obviously got this open area where the piston on the bolt rides through, because we'd usually have like an enclosed gas tube there. And I have ordered a steel 5KU one, but we'll see when that turns up. So, it looks good, doesn't it? And it is absolute. Doing it the way I've done it, keeping it all nice and tight toleranced, it is solid. There's no movement in it, so that's good. I was a little bit careful taking material off apart from this bit with a handguard, but so when this functions, I mean, this might be a feature more than a problem. We're going to see that gas piston moving, so it might actually turn out that that's something we're not too bothered about. Just going to pop the recoil spring back in here. So we'll get this in, we'll get the cover on. And what we'll do is we need to fit this little section. Let's get these screws in. There's my 2.5, I'll keep putting it down. I believe this is m-lok on the top here, this little metal panel. I haven't obviously tested it yet, but even if it's not m-lok, it's nice that it just bridges the gap between the end of the handguard to stop any flex happening. 2 more screws. I have no idea if and when I Cerakote this what colour it's going to be. We'll whack this on. I'm not sure if I really needed to fit that first. If I did, we can still fit all the handguard with the front sight post on, so that's not a drama. That's where I find out that I think it's gonna be in the way. Let's try it. So we need that in there. It's the wrong way around. All we really need to get right is the little screw. Pull this O-ring off, make our jobs easier. So that index is there. We should. What size is that? Is it a 2mm? We should maybe be able to get away with it. The pin, we should be able to get the pin in as well, actually. So we can put this little countersunk screw in the end there. we can take our pin, place that in, and tap it with a punch. This gun is quite long now, I'm struggling to see. I need to put something solid under the barrel. That, we'll put the little O-ring on. Whether we put any type of muzzle accessories on this, I don't know. I might just keep it like it is. That might be as far as we can go. Yeah. And we're on, so we're fitted. This actually went a lot, I mean, for you guys a lot less bother, but we've got the lovely KPYK handguard on there, and it is rock solid. It's even more solid than the stock. We've got a bit of gaps here, which again doesn't really bother me all that too much. We'll change out the gas tube when that turns up. So now when we want to take this apart, all we're really going to have to do is take out this front piece, put the screws off here to take the top off, and then this should, once we've released that latch, just come off. So happy days. You got we'll be able to see the piston there. It's almost like a bit of a feature. And the stock, very nice KPYK AKM getting there. It's a very long replica. I'll have to get some pictures, but yeah, we're on to a winner. This is probably going to be a stupidly long video. I also need to fit like the fake cleaning rod. I'm not going to be able to do that because it's blocked by that bracket there, so I could leave that off. There is a little plastic insert here which might want to jump out. I want to take that off, save losing it. So it's just like a plug in the barrel, and it puts tension on that cleaning rod, but I can get that out afterwards, that's no drama. Nice front end. Stocks on there. I mean, just look at that. I think that looks really cool. So thanks very much for watching this stupidly long video. I say it all the time, I'll try and edit it down, but just want to make sure that's not binding on anything. I think it might be just a little bit getting stuck on that handguard like that, which that new tube should fix. I think that's just like resistance on the hammer. Or it could be the mag actually. Yeah. We're good to go. So thanks for sticking with me. Hope you're enjoying the build. Ideas on a postcard down below of what colour you think we should do this when we do get round to painting it. And yeah, like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel if you want more of this stuff. I hope you do. Link will be in the description to join the Jaeger Precision Discord, where you can get involved with the Jaeger Precision community. And as always, a very sweaty me and a bench, we'll be seeing you in the next one.